Wednesday, March 12th edition of the Carolina Weather Video. Meteorologist Matthew East here with you. Is an extremely warm Tuesday. Take a peek at these highs from across the region yesterday. 84 degrees down in Columbia for the high yesterday, 79 in Fayetteville, Raleigh and Greenville, 78 in Charlotte, 76 degrees in Greensboro, even Boone close to 70 yesterday. And it's a pretty mild Wednesday morning unfolding. 65 your 5 o'clock temperature in Charlotte, 62 in Raleigh and Fayetteville, 60 in Greensboro, 60 along the coast in Wilmington. Now, wind is going to be an issue today. Wind advisories blanketing much of the region, all through the Piedmont and back into the foothills and the upstate, and then you get into high wind warnings in parts of the northwestern North Carolina mountains, the northern foothills there, Surrey and Wilkes County, on up into parts of Virginia. And that'll be as a cold front is approaching and then moving through. We could see winds sustained 30, 40 miles per hour at times in parts of the region, maybe some gusts up over 45 or 50 as we go through later this afternoon and this evening. So the wind will be a feature for us as we move forward in time. All right, let's go to the radar this morning and show you what's happening. Have this first little disturbance moving through, spreading some generally pretty light rain throughout a good chunk of South Carolina, lifting up into North Carolina. That'll result in some relatively light shower activity this morning. But our cold front's still off to the west. Out ahead of that, you're looking at some thunderstorms trying to fire off this morning over parts of Illinois, Indiana, down into Kentucky. A little bit of snow on the north side in places like Chicago over into Michigan this morning. So that is with our incoming storm system. Now here's the overall look. Your cold front still off to the west of us this morning. And again, that little disturbance lifting from Georgia into the Carolinas this morning, bringing some rain. So let me show you what it looks like here on the Futurecast modeling. Some shower activity times this morning, and then we get this thin band of activity late this afternoon and early this evening that very quickly zips through the region. There it went. And that's when there's a little bit of a severe weather potential in parts of the region. Notice the snow also flying behind the system back in parts of the mountains by later today. So again, here comes the cold front. Along and ahead of that front, a thin little band of showers and maybe a couple thunderstorms. Then the cold air takes over. This is the day one severe weather outlook. Slight risk down to a little bit north of the Triad, but the Virginia border counties included there. And I'll show you some more details on that in just a second. In terms of rain totals, this is not going to be a huge rain event, just a quick hitting system overall. And in terms of snow, there will be some mountain snow, not a huge snowstorm, but many mountain spots picking up a little coating of snow as we go through later today and into tonight. And watch what happens with the temperatures here. This is 5 o'clock this afternoon, and then watch those temperatures plunge as we go into tonight. We're in the 20s in much of the Piedmont. Some teens, even maybe a few single digits in the mountains tomorrow morning, and then temperatures just as cold, if not a little bit colder, as we start off Friday morning before temperatures begin to climb thereafter. All right, here's a look at the European fiber to millibar chart, and there's that big trough swinging in today, driving that sharp cold front on through. Now we go out to 72 hours on the upper air chart, and notice this little piece of energy left behind in New Mexico. This is valid Friday evening, and the result by 132 hours is that's early Monday morning, is another trough diving on through the region. Now, this is the Canadian model, then I'll show you the European. This is valid Sunday afternoon, a lot of rain across the region with a low pressure back of the Tennessee Valley, and then as the chillier air moves in, that tries to switch over to some snow Sunday night and Monday morning, especially I-40 and points north. That's the Canadian. Let me show you the European. Here we go with the setup for 120 hours, which is Sunday evening. That's rain, albeit a chilly rain at that point in time, northeast winds. And then by 1:32, that's Monday morning, again, you're looking at that rain changing over to a period of snow, especially in the north and northwest parts of North Carolina, prior to the precipitation exiting by Monday afternoon. Now on the GFS, it's a different scenario. Some rain Saturday night, and then pretty much cold and dry. That was the 0-0 run for Sunday into Monday morning. So still something interesting to keep a watch on for early next week. Now before I wrap up the video, let me detail the severe weather potential for today. There's the day one outlook, slight risk over southern Pennsylvania, Maryland, west parts of West Virginia, and the northernmost parts of North Carolina. There's your tornado probabilities, highest in northern Virginia. But the wind probabilities, 15% down into northern North Carolina. Hail probabilities, 5% down into the same area. Again, this is a low instability, but high shear setup, so could be some damaging wind gusts and maybe a brief spin-up tornado if the area of thunderstorms could be intense enough. Just ahead of that incoming cold front, it would be one of those little spin-up tornadoes embedded within a line of showers or storms, but something to watch as we get into late this afternoon and this evening. And I think even down to the southern Piedmont or the upstate, you can't rule out a strong or severe storm late this afternoon. All right, that's it for today's edition of the video. Everybody have a wonderful day, and God bless.